World of YouTube Terrible Site here, going over a very sad but yet terrifying story. And I would just like to say that, you know, some people will probably look at this and say I'm crazy, but you know what? When you suffer with mental health and you ain't gotten the proper diagnosis nor the proper help, you know, things are going to, you know, really hit you emotionally and lead you to do things that are, you know, so severe that when there's no turning back, you gotta, of course, deal with the consequences. But what has led a person to this point in life, you know, it's just a sad situation. It's very sad. So, I mean, call me crazy if you want, but I feel for this person due to the fact that I've dealt with higher, say so, like town officials, offices, and other kinds of, you know, not so nice people that always look and turn against you and look to you as a peon. You know what? Every man should be, and woman should be created equal. Doesn't matter what you have in life, nor should you be as low in life. Everyone's created equal. But yet in these times, in these days, you know, and it still goes on. It's gone on from since, you know, beginning of time. If you're not smart, if you're not, you know, and some people do get bashed down for being, you know, just a little peon. And it's just a mental, you know, situation of a mental breakdown that no one can control, let alone, you know, have to worry about people coming on to you as like you're a disaster, you shouldn't even be living, you know, type purpose thing. And it's sick. But what if you are one of them people that are very intelligent? You have a little bit of money in your pocket. You do things throughout the community that a lot of people say, hey, this guy's great. This guy's awesome. You know, or this guy is, you know, he should be like, he should be a town official. I mean, and this is what Marvin here, I forgot his last name, but his name is Marvin. People looked up to him. Young kids looked up to him as a mentor. You know, he used to go around in this town when winter came, driving snowmobiles, go on out and have a good old time. It's like the good old boys. You know, one of the good old boys. And he was a successful welder. Obviously, you know, as you can see here, if you're reading this, he owned his own muffler shop, repairing mufflers, customizing mufflers, you know. So, he wasn't no peon. He wasn't no, you know, outcast. Even though some people, when they do turn to the bad of the world and, right, you can't help them no more. It's sad to say, you know, hey, if they go off to do bad things, if they go off to do harm to others, you know, all right, then there's no helping. And if there's been you know, only a handful of times that you can help somebody and they still don't get it, all right, you can take that person and flush them down the toilet. Because, right, we shouldn't have, and we should need negativity in this world, but we still get it. We shouldn't have bullies in this world, but we still have them. And it's sad, it's sick. And that's what happened to this poor guy. And that's why I say you can call me crazy, but I could feel this man's pain. And when he had a girlfriend and found a girlfriend in this town, and she broke up with him because of the, issues and problems that he was supposedly, and I quote, causing for this town, that really broke his heart. He lost his father throughout this time of people bashing him down. And, he, and all he was wanting to do was make a career, have fun, bring positivity to people. And this man got slammed. And it don't help when you got a town and a town officials, that take money. That's right. The money talks. Little peons go walk type situation. You got these people that we'll move on to. Of course, here's another picture of Marvin. As you can see, happy-go-lucky guy right here, owns his own business. And people like this. This man owned his own business. But he was a bigger business. He was a stronger business. And he had more money than Marvin. And not only that, you got, what is his last name? Marvin Heemeyer. And then you got the officials. You got these people. This guy, the other guy I just showed you. All higher, mightier, and more money in their pocket, let alone people out of this family being the mayor, the vice president, of, the board meeting people. And you got these office officials all in the same family. And because they have the big money, money talks, meatheads walk, this allowed these people to take advantage, take full, accountable advantage towards Marvin to lead to that poor man's mental breakdown. And it is sad. I mean, I don't even want to waste my breath on talking about who these people are, but you get a good look of them. And what they say in the end of this documentary, which is called Killdozer. I think I've seen it on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, whatever, go check it out. I recommend it. And you will see the ignorance, the arrogance of these people and the other guy here. And this guy his name is, what was his name? Hang on a sec. Cody Dushif, whatever. We'll call him Lodi, because that's all he is a load in my pants. So the story goes that this Marvin finds this place of dwelling. And he's obviously an outsider. But he moves on into town, starts getting people to like him, like I said in the beginning. Young ones were mentors. Had a mentor of this man. He used to go out snowmobiling with people. Had a good old time with the good old boys type scenario. And he wanted to start his business. Very, very unique and talented welder. And it is just too bad that he could not bring forth his business and succeed in this town, after what these people did to him. And what it was is that this is an auction that he went to. This guy right here was bidding on the same building he was, because this guy right here, Mr. Gus Puss, or no, Load, we'll call him Loader, whatever I just said. I don't care, because this guy's a meltdown jerk. Total stuck up the rear jerk. But this guy had a cap on his bidding, and he wouldn't bid over $50,000. Marvin, on the other hand, caught the building for 60 grand. $60,000, I believe it was. Supposedly this guy here came up to Marv and started screaming in his face, called him an SOB. What do you think you're doing? And, you know, and just because this guy has been in this town longer than Marvin, and the big money-making concrete company he owned, and he wanted to expand his concrete business, but this concrete business that this man wanted to expand was going to accumulate a lot of dust, and it was going to be right next door to a residential area. So, hey, Marvin, you know, buying the property, getting in this confrontation with this guy, you know, and then all of a sudden, he's at the board meetings now, Marvin, whoops, right here, telling and getting all the residents in the residential area on his side, which, as you can see, this man Marvin looked and seemed to be, he could be a good leader. And talking about how these people, what are they going to do when this dust starts flying in their homes? Of course, dust could lead to cancer, could lead to friggin', you know, clogged lungs, whatever the case may be. This man brought it toward the board, and the board, right here, some of these town officials, the Thompson family, as you can see, vice president, I think their father down there, this guy, was the mayor at one point. And then you got Lodi in there talking. And every time Marvin would bring something out, Lodi would come in and just bash down his, you know, and make him retreat, because he's putting in, oh, we'll cover that, we'll have this, so there's no dust. So whatever Lodi was doing to get the dust, you know, friction taken care of, they dismissed Cody and, you know, sent him on his way and ensured the town people that everything would be fine. But there was still one problem. The building Mr. Marvin here bought, Lodi wanted it to expand the concrete company. Now, instead of going and find a remote location maybe, or go maybe on the other side of the town, you know, whatever, do something creative. No, he had to bust Marvin's balls and put him through a lot of pain and misery. And he was part of the reason why Mr. Marvin here, had a mental breakdown. Because not only did he have Marvin by the BALLS with this, you know, there was one more problem that Marvin had to endure and get harassed by this, you know, town officials. And it was all due to a drainage to the main sewer line. And man, when I go into this now, oh man, it's just ridiculous. So here we have Marvin's property down here. This little building right here is all that Marvin paid for, $60,000. You know, started a business. And not only that, he was supposed to be getting newspaper what is it? Advertisement. And the newspaper guy was supposed to come down here and take a picture of him, his building, but you seen it in the beginning. But that picture didn't come until later on. And at that, I'll give it to you for free. But it was supposed to happen when he pretty much opened, or a year into his business, or even when he opened it. He was supposed to, get that advertisement going. So, right, you can get your business started, get some customers. But it got delayed. And why? Because of the town meeting. Why? Because the town officials were harassing this man for the sewage connection to the sewage line. Now, as we see here, we also have a building here, which I believe belongs to a rubbish company at the time, or let alone, maybe, no, that came on later on. I believe the building over here belongs to this, concrete guy, or maybe someone else, but the concrete guy is way back here. And as you can see, he ain't got much of a big business. But yeah, all this land right here, as you can see behind the building and over, yeah, and I believe he was going to come over in this section too and make this huge concrete. And moreover, to the right was the residential areas. So this guy in the back, Mr. Lodi, we'll call him again, Lodi in my pants, was going to take this whole section, and even maybe over in here too, where this building is and this one is, unless that is his property, which I think it probably is. Yeah, there's a concrete truck, so he owned all that. But I think it was maybe he didn't own this building, nor Marvin's. Now, these two buildings were owned by someone else, Marvin and someone else. But everything around it, as you can see, he's going to make this big, huge concrete dusting plant, whatever. So here's the catcher. Here's the real nonsense-making, mad-driven, insanely asinine thing that the town did and that Mr. Lodi did. And if they would have just done something else instead of doing it this way and making this poor man go through just the... you'll see why I stick up for this guy. You will see that it's not insanity to put forth on this person that lost it back in 2004 in the town of Granby. I think it was Colorado. Population 2,000 at the time, I believe. And mind you, these people still live there. This piece of crap, Bo Lodi, still lives there. The town officials still live there. They were even in this. And one of the family members from the Thompson crew, oh, what a jerk. What a sick individual, what he says. And if this ain't all about money, who's the bigger man in this town, then, money talks. And that's what it was all about. And this poor little peon guy, they didn't want to make him have a business and come in their town and try and take over and take the spotlight off of him. And that's exactly what I think it was. Because this guy was very intelligent, was starting to get, even as I said, the town people listening to him. He could have been a rightfully good leader in this town. But he got bashed down. And the sewerage hookup. As you can see, these lines, this is the main sewer. Up on the top there, going straight across where the little circle is. Go all the way over down. You see the main line. And down here, you see this little line. This is where they wanted to run the sewerage. Gonna cost this man 80 grand. You know, instead of letting the man prop his business, make some money, they started this in the beginning when he bought the building and say, not even into a year, they were harassing him to get this sewage line when there was only a welding shop pretty much anyways. But they want this line ran for $80,000 and the guy didn't have it. He just bought this building. How's he going to pay? And they wouldn't even give him a loan. He went to the bank. Wouldn't give him a loan. He even went to the bank to try and start paying for the fines that were $200 fines a day. Another thing. For the sewage line not to be, don't give the man a chance to build up income. Then say, hey, man, I got the money, but I got to build the income. Nope. I don't even think they would have gave him a loan to do this because they didn't. They started fining him right away. $200. I think it was either a month or a week. Check out this documentary. So, as you can see, the line goes there, over there to the main line. All right. So, we're going to sit here and say they're going to make this guy do an $80,000 piping job. Why in the world couldn't they went, say, from this side of the building, dug up all along this building next to him, make it easier right into there. A little $30,000 job maybe. As you can see where Marv's property is, and there's a little opening behind these buildings. These trucks could have been moved. They could have done a proper line right through the old parking lot. Nope. And you know what really makes this story with Mr. Lodi and how much of a dirty old rotten bastard he was? He wouldn't even let this line go through his property. So there you go. There you go. So how's the man going to pay even if he did get the money? If he did get the money up, now this guy, no, you're not digging on my property. He wanted all this property. He wanted this property. He wanted that building that he owned, whether he's going to tear that down or use it for his concrete company. That was it. He wasn't letting this guy drill through his friggin' thing. So he went and filed a lawsuit towards the city, complaints. And because these assholes here, boom, suit against Granby dismissed. All right? Dismissed. Now, what kind of coincidental action is that? Oh, my God. Well, dismissed, right? Why? Because these guys and Lodi and everybody else they got on their side started to bash this man down the bank. Oh, can't do that. And not only that, here's the, the town reporter at the time gonna give him, but as soon as that pipeline came through, as soon as the lawsuit came through, he wasn't giving him, he backed off from even giving him, his. So when he did go confront him here, Marvin, to this guy, he's like, oh, I'll give it to you free. He put in a picture, and that was it. How much and how long this ran in the newspaper is beyond me. Everybody know it wasn't enough. Man needed 80 grand, and then he needed a permission from Mr. Lodi. So the bank denied his check. I think he wrote it out wrong somehow, but yet in the description box to say so, like if you write notes, he put in the he did put into the robbers and thieves of this town or something crazy like that, but they just kept giving him a hard time. And this crooked old man goes and gets an interview for this documentary, and as Marvin said, he got up in his face swearing, cussing, SOB. Why'd you buy that building? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't think I ever met Marv down there. And he's telling this Patrick Brower, And then he goes on to say, yeah, I didn't meet him. Me and Gus after the auction, and that's supposed to be Marvin behind him, got up and walked out. After we were done. So supposedly there was no interaction with these two, as this Lodi claims. But Marv, why would he say that? Why would he make something up? So it goes on to be that, and you can see it in the documentary, this poor welder, this poor man, endured this stuff, and it went on for a good 3 years, I believe, or 2 years, and he just tried to make that business, and he got slammed out. Even the girl he met going out with left him because of this ordeal with the city, and you know, that was heartbreaking to the man. So he was just trying to start a life, trying to get on with himself, but crooked town officials, crooked businessmen, all slammed him down and made him who he was. And then he just sat there, sold his business, sold everything, but started to rent the building he was in. And that's where he went downhill and made the killdozer. Now, mind you, he didn't go after no innocent people. He only went after the people that were slamming him down. And all he did was wreck buildings, and that was it. Not, wrecked buildings just like they wrecked his building. His dreams and his, life. Made him do what he had to do. And what does this ignorant, arrogant bastard say? And I believe, which one is it? I think it was this one. These two guys are in the interview for the documentary. This guy on the left, what does he say? The dozer, after Marv blew his brains out, because, he knew what was coming, the consequences if he got caught. But I don't think he was trying to get caught. He just wanted to destroy buildings and destroy lives, just as they destroyed his. And that was it. And they did try to blow up some propane tanks, but luckily that didn't happen. That could have rightfully did harm somebody, but I think he did what he did and did let these people, of course, they had money, they didn't care, they fixed everything back up, but still, leading to this man's suicide, leading to his mental health problems, leading to smashing this man's dreams. This guy on the right says, oh, we should have kept that killdozer, put it in the town, up at a museum, and it would have brought a ton of money in. Oh, man. What an ignorant, arrogant bastard. He only wanted to save that tank, that dozer, to make money. Now, if this ain't a video or money talks about officials, about rich people that just care about money, this is the perfect story. And if you're a peon and you're some low caste, outcast, out of towner, and you just come rightfully on in and just try to succeed in life and like your town, hey, there's been places I've been to I would like to live to, but me going into another town and who knows what that would bring. Hey, this is a story of ignorance, arrogance, and people with money that like to control things. And for them people to take that to that extreme, them are the people that ain't called people. They're called scumbags and pieces of shit. Their lives are better than anybody's. And that's sick to me. Poor Marvin. had to kill himself because he couldn't build a life in a dream of owning his own business and being where he wanted to be. And that was it. These people, oh, we should have kept it for a museum, made tons of money. But they dismantled that dozer and just melted it, destroyed it. So I'm giving this guy, Marvin, let me get these bastards off. You know, hey, a huge salute to the people with mental health, but yet they try and make a life. They try to do the best they can. And when they go somewhere and get bashed down like that, that's where bullying comes in. That's where all this money is. And you're a peon. We peon you. You know, trying to come up in another person's backyard, so say. This is our town. We built it. And supposedly that Thompson family built that town with their fortune, blah, 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 or their reputation. Or they probably do say, this is our town. We run this town, blah, blah. We're the mayor, we're the president, we're the vice president, we're this, that. And that's just, you know what? You people ain't no different than me. You bleed red, and you're a freaking person that could just die and drop dead. You know? You ain't no better than me. You ain't no better than this guy. But yet you run the country, your town like you're hot shit. And the only reason why you probably do get publicity now is from this man. And I think this guy is more popular than you, and I give this man more respect than anybody who went against him in the town of Granby. So with that being said, we'll give Marv here a moment of silence. And everybody should remember, mental health is health. And nobody's better than anybody. Nobody. We're all equal. We all should be united. Not pushing the little middleman around. People say so like me. And getting into their heads and just treating them like a piece of shit. Nobody's better. And anybody with money, you ain't no better either. You just think you are, but you ain't. Till the next video, everybody be safe, take care. And we're all created equal here on YouTube channel, Terrible Sight. Out.